Remember the Snoop Dogg story from a couple of days ago? Went pretty viral. A lot of people were talking about it, and I think that's because a lot of people could relate to it, especially when it comes to Disney movies. And first off, Hollywood's turning on him. That shouldn't shock anybody. We're going to go over some of that salt. But here's the really interesting thing. I was going to do the video on the Hollywood salt and discovered something pretty interesting. So here's the Breitbart article. And they have the It's Giving podcast episode where Snoop Dogg talks about this. And it was time-stamped so that right when you clicked on it, you would get right to what they're trying to talk about. Him taking his grandson to see Lightyear. And almost surprisingly, because I guess I'm not really surprised, but I kind of am, because it's like, why would you bend the knee? The clip has been edited. Not the clip. The video has been edited. Now when you click on it, which should be time-stamped where he talks about going to the movies with his grandson, you get this.
No, it's so crazy what they teach you so young, because one of my nieces was telling me, she's like, yeah, I think I have anxiety. I was like, okay, first of all,
you don't even need
13.
to know that word.
You don't even know what that is.
It's been edited. The video has been edited. That's kind of surprising. So if you go over to the podcast comments, just to kind of see for yourself what's going on here, people are confirming it. They're confirming because they maybe watched the whole thing, looked for it, couldn't find it. Now, to the podcast credit, it is still up as a short, so you can still see it. But out of the podcast itself, it's not there because everybody's going to see it for themselves. 50K views. A lot of people jumped over. This podcast has 25.5K, so that's a lot for them. And I'm kind of shocked that they would bend the knee like this. I don't know if it's just her or she has got a team. She probably has a team, but it's pretty high production looking podcast. I'm kind of blown away that you would edit this out. But here it is if you missed it, real quick.
Buzz, like
Toy Story?
not that one, but
The new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called
with
Lightyear.
Kiki Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie.
People are able to relate to this. And it's one of the reasons that I think, and I'm not saying Disney's money revenue has dried up. There's still plenty of people that go see their stuff. But there's a reason movies like Elio bomb. I don't think anybody wants to screen it. Like, I don't want to sit down and watch 90 minutes of Elio. Imagine, you're not going to get that time back. So they'll just not show it to any little kids. You kind of have to approach things carefully when it comes to Disney because they want you to lecture your kids right away when they're still playing with Lego blocks, the big ones, because you can't play with the little ones until they're a little bit older because they could swallow them. But they want you to talk to them when they're still playing with the big mega blocks. They're obsessed with pushing this ideology on children. And you see what happens when that is successful. It's a terrible, terrible thing that happened in Minnesota earlier today. It's very disgusting. And I think there's something serious going on. Something serious going on. And I don't have enough time to break it down in a video like this. I'm sure we'll talk about it on Saturday for sure on Flashcast. 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, this has been censored out of the actual source of the It's Giving, Showing Love to My Wife Doesn't Make Me Weak, It Makes Me Strong with Snoop Dogg. Then, of course, he's also getting in trouble. Looks like he's going to lose some deals that he had. Remember, he used to be a Trump critic, and then he performed at his inauguration. He went to Mar-a-Lago, I'm pretty sure, and was like a guest DJ or something. He was getting shit for that, and now he's speaking out on this. By the way, Lightyear, massive failure. Lost major money. Now, I'm not going to go over the clips on X. I'm just going to go over the actual backlash in the system he's getting. Podcast censorship. I just showed you that. Rumors are Disney might have came at this person. I can't confirm that. But they put here, podcast censorship reports suggest It's Giving either cut or altered the segment after a backlash, raising questions about whether platforms are scrubbing dissent against Disney. Now, anybody can go into their YouTube studio and censor any video or live stream. You can make a cut. Some people can do it a little bit better depending on YouTube. They might, I'm pretty sure there was something that happened with, what's it, Taylor Swift? I can't remember exactly, but there was something with a music video and a scale, and it was seen as body shaming. So they removed the scene, and I think it got replaced with something else, but the video was still up with the same amount of views. I think if you're big enough, YouTube will work with you so that you could maybe replace an entire video and keep all the impressions and views that you had previously. Celebrities have been going after him, such as some people. T.S. Madison went after him, accusing him of being part of the problem and demanding he embrace pride-centric conversations. It's getting political pressure from the AFL, so that's the Australian Football League. You got some Australian lawmakers calling for him to be dropped. He's supposed to do the grand final performance, and they're calling him a slur merchant, so already talking about having him lose paid gigs. You can't, if you're in Hollywood or in the system whatsoever, you fly close to the sun when you talk about any of this. It's like the most important thing to a lot of them is to push this shit on kids. Kids must be educated on the agenda, on the LBGT slate. They must know everything, the pronouns, the sex, everything. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Some people are actually sticking up for him, though. This is from the Breakfast Club. Not exactly a right-wing podcast. They agree with him.
With Snoop, like, I don't want to have to explain any of this in a cartoon or a movie if I'm taking my child, right? I'm not sure the age of his grandson, but I don't want to have to explain this to my 3-year-old, my 6-year-old, my 7-year-old, 8-year-old, and not just whether it's gay, whether it's hetero as well. I don't want to see that if they're fighting.
You don't really have to explain hetero. Man and a woman kind of explains itself.
In Galaxyland. Like, I don't know what part of the story is that, and I don't want to explain that story. So if that is part of the story, I'm not going to take my child because I want my kid to just be a kid that just enjoys movies and has fun. And
I agree with that. There's a time and a place to talk to them about things, but I'm going to tell you at the Disney movies, that's not where I want to do it. Parents parent all day. At least good ones do. And, sometimes it's nice to go and do something and hang out with them and not have to, you can kind of relax a little bit, right? You can kind of relax, lay back in your chair, eat some popcorn, drink some drinks. That's the last place that I want to do something like that. But Disney and a lot of these Hollywood folks, they took it upon themselves to try to force you to do it. And it didn't work out very well for them. And now it is kind of safe to do. Snoop Dogg is out. Maybe he just finally said what he wanted to say. I don't know. But it's nice to hear someone say it, especially from the mainstream. And he's going to be punished for it. How hard, I don't know. But he's all right. He's loaded. Snoop Dogg is a multimillionaire, so maybe he just stopped caring. Either way, it's fun to watch all this salt, but it's crazy to see this podcast give in and go and edit it. And maybe it's because, there's a lot of
I believe it, man.
big names that go on here. I recognize some of them, Nick Cannon. Who else is here? I don't know a lot about this channel, but it looks like celebrities and big names come on here. Is that Shaquille O'Neal? Yeah, it is Shaq. So Waka Flocka, I know who that is. So she's getting big names on here. You want those names to be coming on again on the regular? Well, you're going to need to edit your show. So it's just crazy to me. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video, hit that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.